Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be playing a rapid game. So we open the game with one e4. Let's try some standard opening. We'll be playing the game, and once the game is over, we can go through the game using the engine. So my opponent responds with c5. Interesting. So he plays the Sicilian. Let's play knight f3. Wow, e6. This is a strange move. I've not encountered this before. So, my opponent can probably transpose to a transpose to a main line, but so far as I know, this second move e6 which is playing is not a really common move. So let's just try to play some natural moves. Okay. Okay. So a6. This is an interesting move, and also a very common theme in the Sicilian, where you play a6 b5. So, let's play knight c3, a normal developing move. Queen c7. Wow. Hmm. This is interesting. G3 is an idea with ideas of bishop f4. Hmm. Let's play bishop e2, a normal developing move, not committing to anything yet. My opponent has the option of playing d6, knight f6, and playing b knight d7 and going for a hedgehog type structure. My opponent plays knight f6. Well, I've kind of prepared this novelty theme in the Sicilian. Not exactly a novelty, but an interesting line with ideas of rook g1 and early g4. Well, in this position, rook g1, queen cut h2 hands. That's the drawback. But I don't need to play rook g1 to play g4 in this very position, because g4 is already defended by my queen and bishop. So let's go for g4. My aim is going to be to try to play a really aggressive line where me and my opponent both have to calculate. And hopefully my aim is to outcalculate my opponent. G4. Well, this this game is already starting out to look really unbalanced. I'm not sure how I would react to this move. Not sure whether h6 is a good idea. Might be not. Wow. This this game is already starting to heat up. Well, now if my opponent plays some bishop e7 and short castle, I might already be strategically winning after h4 and my pawns start rolling down the board. Wow. Bishop b4. So this move immediately puts pressure on my c3 knight. Well, let me tell you something. Both of us are ignoring each other's plans, and this is turning out to be a really interesting game. Well, now bishop b4 seems to look like a really good move, because that immediately puts pressure on my e4 pawn since it's pinned, and starts to put pressure on my c3 knight. Wow. Well, the only logical move that comes to my mind right now is queen d3, protecting both e4 and c3. But there's this crazy line with queen d3, bishop into c3, b into c3, and then knight into e4. After queen into e4, queen into c3, checking my king and attacking my rook at the same time. Wow. If f3 is simply defending the pawn, then my opponent probably has bishop into c3. And after bishop into d2, I lose. Wow, I might al- I might already be worse. Hmm. So let's try to calculate. Queen d3, bishop into c3, b into c3, and knight into e4. Queen into e4. Not sure what to play in this position. Wow, it's really turning up messy. Queen d3 takes. That would force an exchange of queen off the board, but I lose this e4 pawn. Wow, really tactical and sharp. G4 was probably a nice innovative idea, but not an objectively good idea because of bishop b4. Well, queen d3, bishop takes. Well, let's go for it. Especially since it's a rapid game and I've already wasted enough time. My opponent's much ahead on me, time as well. Whoa, lots of things going on. Well, my opponent can also start with knight e4, which I think is the more accurate. Oh, bishops. Let's take b into c3. Knight into e4 is the move that worry. The move that's worrying me. Yeah, he plays knight into e4. This was the move that troubled me. Yeah. So now queen into e4. Yeah, let's calculate. Yeah, the point is at the end my a2 pawn hangs. Wow, a really complicated game. So queen into e4, queen into c3, king d1, queen into a1, and then a3. And then he plays back queen c3. Yeah, it's tough. Probably worse. The move I'm currently considering is to play c4 because to note my c3 pawn is attacked twice. Got to play c4 to protect this pawn. Yeah, and I think the only compensation I have is that I've got more pieces developed and my pieces are slightly more active, especially since I can play bishop a3 next move and control dark squares along this a3 f8 diagonal. I can probably achieve that because I'm winning a tempo since his e4 knight is under attack. So he plays knight c5. I missed this move. This is probably the best move in this position for him. Yeah, now the position's really tough for me because I'm much lower on time, firstly, and apart from that, I'm a pawn down and my pawn structure is horrible. Wow, now I'm not sure what sort of compensation I have. Let's play queen f3. Some ideas of bishop f4, and the point of queen f3 being not allowing him to develop this light square bishop on c8 very easily. Knight c6 is played by him. Let's play knight b3. Point being, if he takes knight into b3, at the very least I can take with the c pawn and straighten my pawn structure. Yep. Okay. Wow, I missed this move. I lose my bishop pair as well. Let's play queen d3, preventing this fork. If knight takes, I'll probably take with the king. Yeah, and we've got to play fast here. Would I rather have this pawn on g2 now or on g4 is a pretty tough decision for me. I would probably have it on g4 because much more attacking prospects with a pawn storm idea. Wow, queen e5. Yeah. So now knight c2 is a threat because I lose. Wow. Let's play bishop b2. He has knight f3 check. Well, knight into e2 is not possible because he just hands his queen. If he wants to force a trade of pieces, he's got to take, yeah. Where I probably have some compensation for the pawn with material development and some space advantage. Yeah, now I'm hitting this knight twice. Knight f3 is a move for my opponent. I can't take bishop f3 because it's pinned. And after queen to f3, there's queen into b2. After which I'll probably castle. Yep, he plays knight into knight f3 check. Yep, let's take it. b2. Yep, let's castle. Yeah, I know my pawn's on g4, but I don't think my king is particularly weak. Wow, he plays queen f6. We can trade off queens. But yeah, let's try to keep queens on board with f4, g5. I think trading queens was also a decent try. But I want to keep my queens on board to exploit his weak and dark squares. Well, if my opponent short side castles, I was going to say I still might have some. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go all out. The ideal scenario would be to try to get a crazy rook lift with rook a to d1 to d4 to h4. That would be like my dream position. Yeah, I'm low on time right now. Yep, let's play rook d1, controlling the d file, making it hard for my opponent to push this d pawn. Wow, e5 might be a good move. Let's, yeah, immediately putting pressure on this e5 pawn. Let's gang up on the pawn. If rook d1, I'll probably play c5. Now I might be even better here. This g5 pawn gives me some serious space advantage. Now it's not so clear anymore. If you go back a few moves. Yeah, I immediately put pressure on this pawn, and once he plays d6, double and put pressure on the other pawn. Oh, my opponent plays f5. So I can either take on d6 or impasse here. If I take en passant, my opponent can capture with the rook, defending his d6 pawn. So let's probably simply take on d6. Wow, I forgot that I was low on time. Yep, yeah, got only 1 minute here. Even though just g5 pawn gives me space advantage, if I probably lose that pawn, it's going to be tough. Wow. So let's play h4 to protect this pawn. Queen. Wow. Yep. Let's try to exchange a pair of bishops. Oh, I should have probably played queen h3 to try to force the trade of bishops. Okay, never mind. He anyway trades bishops. Since I'm low on time, it might be a practically good decision to trade queens off. But objectively, mm, well, this is a really imbalanced position. Not sure. Not sure at all. Currently, I can pick up these pawns. If rook d8 takes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What is this? What is this? Wow, we're low on time as well. Yep, let's trade queens off. Oh, I forgot my opponent can push to e7. Wow, 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 wow. Not sure what's happening here. The point being, I can't get my king over. Wow. Wow, this is just lost. Yep, simply rook d. Never mind, it's just lost. Simply play rook. Yeah, let's just suffer a draw. Yeah, it's lost. Wow, great game. Let's go over the game here. Yeah. Oh, so this is called the Sicilian defense French variation. Wow, there have been many games. Yeah, so far all decent. Yeah, G4's just a dubious move. Yeah, I wanted to try to calculate this. Yeah, it's probably just worse for me. This was, yeah, at b3. Yeah, after this, I think my. Oh, it shows a into b3. But practically, I think c into b3 is like more natural. Yeah, now I've got some initiative for the pawn. Whoa, it shows to exchange queens. Well, yeah, now white is slightly better probably. Oh, it shows c5 to undermine this pawn on e5. Interesting idea, really interesting idea. Now black slightly better. Yeah, this was a really complicated position to play under time pressure. I had many moves. Queen e7, queen e3, rook e6, pardon, queen e6, queen d7, rook e6, rook d7, f into e3, many moves. Though, wow, the engine's best move is f into e3, which is practically, you feel really horrible. But yeah, actually, if I was given this position and was asked what is the worst move for white, I would have probably said f into e3. This is really ironic since the engine's best move is f into e3. I would have suggested that the worst move was f into e3. Wow. Yeah. I just want to check out what happens if rook d7 takes, king takes. Oh, there's queen e7. Yeah, this is just lost because he queens with check. Yeah, I thought he could. I'd only considered taking, after which, yeah, probably white is slightly better. I completely forgot that he had this move e2. Yeah, now it's just a matter of conversion. This was the move I was considering. Yep, this is also winning for black. Yeah, an interesting game, definitely an interesting game, but I didn't turn out on the right side. Well, chess is like that. You win, you lose. Doesn't matter because we always learn. Well, thank you everyone for watching the video. Please like, share, subscribe and turn on notifications. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends and stay tuned for the next video. See you.